Alright, let's get started right now. I don't even know if this is British anymore. We have cosine 2 alpha. And let's see, we can write cosine 2 alpha as cosine alpha plus alpha. And that might remind you that you can use a sum formula right now. And so when we use sum formula, it would get something like it looks like this. Cosine alpha, they are multiplying to each other. Then we have a minus and a sine alpha. And because the cosines, they have the same angle, we can rewrite it to say cosine squared alpha minus sine squared alpha. And we have a formula. We have this right here. Cosine 2 alpha equals cosine squared alpha minus sine squared alpha. And then because we got a cosine squared and a sine squared, we can use our Pythagorean identities. And we can sub out the cosine squared alpha with 1 minus sine squared alpha. And then it says minus sine squared alpha. And then when we go negative sine squared alpha plus negative sine squared alpha, we get negative 2 sine squared alpha. And that there you have it, is another formula for cosine 2 alpha. Alright, okay, now let's go ahead and sub out that sine squared alpha. If I sub out that sine squared alpha, I have a minus 1 minus cosine squared alpha. Now, in order for me to do this, what I would do right now is I would distribute that negative, and I would get something like this. I have a negative 1 now and a positive cosine squared alpha, which makes 2 cosine squared alpha. And then you got your minus 1. This is the other expression that cosine squared alpha equals.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to find the power reducing formula. Let's go ahead and switch our color up. Okay. First, we're going to start by writing cosine squared alpha equals, let's do that. 2 cosine squared alpha. Mr. Wazowski, how would I get this cosine alpha alone? Can you guys try that right now? I'm going to go ahead and hit pause and let you do it yourself. So if you were trying to get cosine alone, you would first add 1 to both sides. You get cosine 2 alpha, and then when you add the 1 to it, that would equal 2 cosine squared alpha. And then we would divide both sides by 2. So it looks like this. And that's it. This is another formula. As you can see, this is squared. This one's not. Therefore, it is the power reducing formula. So that is your power reducing formula. So, let me show you guys what else we can do with this.
For this next one, what we're going to do is take what we have, and we're going to get rid of the squared. Now it's going to be cosine alpha equals a square root of that hideous fraction. Let me write it down, guys. It's okay. Everything's going to be okay. Don't forget the plus and minus. Whenever you guys square root inside of an equation, you have to have the plus or minus. Now I'm going to do something really fancy. You guys ready? Look at my fanciness. Alpha equals beta divided by 2. So, what you guys need to do right here is take out the alphas and put in the beta divided by 2. Oh, I'm so excited. Let's see what happens. Cosine beta divided by 2. Here, let me pause it right now and give you guys a chance to do it yourself. So, did you see it? Did you see it? I saw it. Now, here we go. Cosine 2 times beta over... Guys, you are way too loud right now. Can you stop it? Thank you. My goodness. You guys have no manners. Plus 1 divided by 2. Okay. What happens, students, when you go 2 times that? The 2's cancel out. That's right. Isn't it amazing? Plus or minus the square root of cosine beta plus 1 divided by 2. So here's the deal with this formula. You can use any angle that can be divided by 2. Oops. Okay, give me an angle that you can divide by 2.
8.
How about 8? How about an angle we know?
64.
Like 60. Very nice.
Oh, okay.
So cosine 60 degrees divided by 2. What is that? What is 60 divided by 2? 30. It is 30. So I'm going to go ahead and write 30 right here. But then when I use my formula, I got cosine 60 degrees minus or plus 1 divided by 2, and you square root it. So you guys know it. What is the cosine of 30 degrees? Tell me.
Rad 3 over 2.
It is rad 3 over 2. Over here, we're going to simplify this to see if we get the same thing. Okay, what is cosine of 60 degrees? 1/2 plus 1, which is the same as saying 2 divided by 2. What is 1/2 plus 2 divided by 2? 3 over 2 divided by 2. And then what I've got to do is, let's see here. Let's, when we divide by 2, that's the same as multiplying by 1/2, correct? 3 over 2 times 1/2, because 1/2 is the reciprocal of 2. And so now we have plus or minus the square root of 3 over 4, which is the same as square root of 3 over square root of 4, which equals square root of 3 over 2. There we go. Now, I did do something that I hope you guys are taking notice to, and that is I ignored the plus or minus. The plus or minus is dependent upon whichever quadrant you are in. And that's it. Those are your trigonometric formulas. You have your double angle formulas without this stuff. You have your power reducer, and you have your half angle formula, all derived from the angle sum formula.